Hey there, One Piece fans. I don't really have an intro for this video, but you saw the title. This video, we're going to be talking about the remaining mysteries of the One Piece series that I want to see explained before the series is over. Oda's already explained that the series is coming to a close, he's working on his final arc, could take about 2 or 3 years, and that doesn't really leave a lot of time, to flesh things out based on how many mysteries are left in the series that still have to be explained. And although there are many more than what I have listed, here are my top 10 personal mysteries that I want to see solved by the end of this series. Number 10, the Will of D. Ever since we've learned about the middle initial D, we've speculated on what it could mean. We've seen many characters through the series with this mystery initial and seemingly all possess the Will of D, except for some reason Marshall D. Teach. Maybe it's because he has so many missing teeth? Either way, the knowledge is lacking, and we are definitely owed an explanation. What does the D stand for?
That's what she said!
What is the Will of D? Why is the D the natural enemy of the gods? Yeah, I really can't wait to find out what the hell this means. Number 9. Shanks. A character that is present in Chapter 1 of the manga. He's introduced very early on in the anime as well, but probably gets less time on page or on the screen than any other character besides Dragon or Imu-sama. When we first meet Shanks, he's just a fun-loving, charismatic pirate and idol to Luffy, but over time we see that he's a force in this world that is feared. From his meeting with Whitebeard, to the arrival of Marineford, which resulted in the immediate ceasefire, he has shown time and time again that you just don't fuck with Shanks. I'm very excited to see what his motivations are, what his goals really are, and if he'll wind up ultimately standing in our favorite pirate crew's way, or hopefully in what I want to see is that he helps them out. Number 8, Devil Fruits. What are they? Where do they come from? Over 1,000 chapters in, and we still know very little about these staples in the world of One Piece. We've pretty much known what we've always known. They give you powers, there are 3 types, and they will take away your ability to swim and weaken you in seawater. Also, apparently there's this stuff called Sea Stone that can nullify Devil Fruit abilities. Well, no.
力が入らに水に落ちた時みてえにあんたルフィに何をしたの
この十手の先端には海楼石って代物が仕込んである
それでルフィが弱っちまうのか
海軍本部の監獄の策は全部こいつでできている悪魔の実の能力を持つ犯罪者が逃げられないようにな
Since then, we've learned that when a fruit user dies, the fruit is reincarnated into another fruit nearby. We see this happen on Punk Hazard in real time. With these fruits being so dangerous, of course the government would try to attempt to make their own, and while Momonosuke seemingly ate a failure in the eyes of the creator, Vegapunk, his ability is far closer to those of a real fruit than the obvious fake smile fruits created by Caesar Clown. One theory that I believe is that most likely all of these fruits came from the treasure tree Atom, and that is located on Laugh Tale at the end of the world. Whether or not that is the One Piece, I don't know, but the mystery surrounding the fruit is one that has to be addressed before the series is done. Number 7, Blackbeard. The emotions Blackbeard has put us through are enough to keep this character interesting even with the very little we see from him. When we are first introduced to him, I personally liked him. He encouraged Luffy to follow his dream, he said don't believe the haters. This was well received during that time when Luffy was being made fun of for believing in Sky Island. But later, when it's revealed that he is another member of the D Clan and that he was the crew member Ace was looking for all this time, I was shocked. It seems like every time since then he's become more and more of a threat to our main characters and the world of One Piece as a whole, specifically during the Marineford arc where he becomes the first person we see to gain 2 Devil Fruit abilities. And not just any Devil Fruit, but Whitebeard's Tremor Fruit. Having the Darkness Power and the Tremor Fruit together makes him an incredibly dangerous person, not to mention this ridiculously dangerous crew that he has assembled. Number 6. Sword's Motive. This organization is one of the more recently revealed in the series. The motive of an organization that is even secret to the world government within the government is pretty cool. Plus, some of our favorite characters like Kobe and X-Drake are members. I really can't wait to find out more and see if their plans are going to help or hinder our protagonists. Number 5. Dragon. Dragon is a character that shows up pretty early on in the series. We even see his face and reveal that he is Luffy's father. I watched the Logtown arc again recently, and it's pretty clearly hinted that he has some sort of either wind or storm-based ability. Nami mentions the atmosphere is behaving abnormally, which makes me think it's the latter, and this would also explain the precision of that lightning strike and the rain that accompanies his introduction. Wind powers alone, while very powerful in the series about sailing the seas, would require much more effort to produce precise lightning and rain, as he would probably have to just keep blowing storm clouds everywhere he went. As the most wanted man in the world and the leader of the Revolutionary Army, an organization who is directly working to oppose and overthrow the government, there is no way this character is not getting explored in more detail before the series wraps up. Number 4. The Void Century. What happened? Why and how did the government cover it all up? The flashback we could get about this is going to break the internet. The missing information of the Void Century is a major example of the power and paranoia of the government. It would only suggest that their power is illegitimate. No one destroys knowledge because they saved the world. There's really not that much information to go about, so I really just can't wait to find out more about what the hell happened during that time that the government erased. Number 3. Who is Imu? Many theories have been made about Imu. His or her reveal was one of the most shocking things in the entire series. Just after we get a short explanation about the throne that no one sits upon, we are introduced to a person that secretly sits on that throne. No antagonist in literature has been kept such a secret for so long. There are a ton of theories about who this person is, where they come from, and even what abilities they hold to be able to command this type of authority. People speculate that he or she is immortal and could have once been either a friend or ancient enemy of the original Joy Boy, responsible for his failure and/or the New World Order after the Void Century. Some even theorize, based on the name, that they wield some ocean-based Logia Devil Fruit, which in this series would be the most OP power this world has ever known. I really cannot wait to learn more about this character. Number 2. The 5 Elders, also known as the Gorosei. The Gorosei introduction was pretty epic. Being introduced pretty early on, we've really not learned much about them. Theories about these characters are nearly limitless, as is their presumed power over the government and the world. The only thing we know for sure is that they only answer to Im-sama, and treat the admirals as their personal lackeys.
生意気な口を聞くな、杯。お前のメンツなど取るに足らん。お前たち海軍は政府の表の顔。
The reason I'm interested about these 5 in particular is because fleshing out these 5 characters more than likely will explain much more about the Tenryubuto as a whole, as they come from that, or they are assumed to come from the Tenryubuto. But unlike the normal Tenryubuto, they don't wear the helmets and they're okay talking to pirates, and they just have a much more active role in governing the world. And of course, their knowledge about Imu-sama. I'm assuming that even the Tenryubuto, the normal ones, don't know about Imu-sama. And that's pretty cool to me. I really want to find out who these 5 people are. Are they immortal? Do they have any super badass powers? Are they really good at fighting like they look like they should be? I don't know, but we're gonna have to wait and find out. Hopefully we do learn about them more before the series is over. And real quickly, just some quick honorable mentions. I'm really interested about the ancient weapons. It's looking like that's really getting more fleshed out right now. It looks like that's probably going to be the first thing where they tackle as we're learning about Pluton, where its location is. Spoiler alert. We've already learned about one of them, Poseidon. We know where Poseidon is now, and we just really need to find out where Uranus is, and that could be Joy Boy, or it could be anything, honestly. I really don't know. They don't really give you a lot of clues about these, but it's just going to be another power that somebody tries to obtain. I don't think it's as interesting as some of the other things I have on this list. Other things that I want to learn about, hopefully we get to see, is the creation of the world. Like, why is the world shaped the way it is? That's not natural. The calm belt, the red line, hopefully that ties into the ancient kingdom as a whole, and the void century, but that's why I didn't put it on this list. Another is Luffy's mom. A lot of people want to know who Luffy's mom is, even though I heard that Oda specifically kept that out of the story, as they don't want to have that tied down. Like, they want Luffy just to kind of be free. Some people think Crocodile is Luffy's mom. Honestly, it really wouldn't be out of character for a One Piece character to have a mom that turned into a dude, especially with the Okama Island and all of that. Also, I want to learn more about Rox D. Zebek. I'm like almost 100% positive we're going to learn more about that pirate. What were his goals? How did he actually get taken out? We have to find out what happened in a flashback about that fight between his pirate crew and Roger and Garp. Like, we got to get a flashback about that. Garp's probably going to be the one to tell that story to Luffy or to somebody in the future, I'm sure. But I would really love to see that too before this story is out. If you have any things that you guys want to learn about that I haven't mentioned here, please leave them in the comments. We can talk about them together in the comment section. Nothing is taboo. Now on to number 1, Joy Boy and Laugh Tale. Who was Joy Boy? Obviously, we wanted to know that since the beginning. The One Piece, what is it all about? It kind of ties the whole story together. We're probably not going to find that out until the very last chapter. We have clues about Joy Boy that he may have been a giant, or either a member of the ancient kingdom and or the ruler of said kingdom, although I don't really think that it would fit the character of somebody who's supposed to be all about freedom, ruling an entire country. And what is at Laugh Tale? What is the One Piece? That's literally been the motivation for me to continue watching or reading this series for 18 years at this point. Like, I have to find out what is the One Piece before I die. After I find out what the One Piece is, I can die happy. All right, those are my top 10 mysteries that I want solved before the end of this series. If you like this video, click like and subscribe if you're interested in learning more about any of these topics. We're going to be going into more detail on each and every one of them in future videos so that I can flesh out some theories or some clues that we've already been given. And maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong. I don't want to put in too much stock into the theories. See you next time. Thanks.